You are now entering the Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. We in the building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Found out I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. Good morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Good morning. I hope that you guys can hear me. We'll be doing sound check as soon as someone jumps on and tells me that you can hear me. Hopefully, I'm not talking to myself. As far as the volume goes, right? Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right, so it's Tuesday. Good morning, you guys. This is your Thick Goddess Energy Morning Show. I am your host, Ariana, aka Divine Moon Goddess. As you guys know, we're phasing the name out to my government name, right? Good morning. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Evelyn. I'm streaming on 4 platforms. So sometimes you guys will hear me talking to people that you don't see, and that is because they are on different platforms. So remember, this morning show is brought to you by Divine Moon Goddess Healers and Readings.com, where all your questions get answered. And remember, for the month of good morning, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but it just says Facebook user. See, I can't see you. Hey, Larika. Remember, for the month of February, you can get 25% off on all services. If you go to my website, information is in the description as well as in the comments if you're on Facebook, of where to go book me on my booking site. 25% off for the month of February. If you use the code knowledge444, kind of spaced on the code. Code is in the description as well. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chandel. Good morning, Renee. How is everybody doing? We're like in the second week of February, right? Technically, second week of February already. I think we only got like 4 weeks in this month. I got my tea. I already had my coffee. We talked about yesterday, we talked about just showing up, right? And so, even though I have not mastered becoming the morning yoga person, today I mastered getting the fuck up a little bit earlier than what I usually do. And that is the biggest part, is just show the fuck up, right? So, that was a part of it this morning, just getting up a little bit earlier. It is cold outside for me, as I have socks on, I have pants on, I have a sweater on, and normally I'm walking around this house in booty shorts and a tank top. Um, but it is actually cold for me. So it's a little chilly outside. Right, right, right. And that's the thing. You just put the effort, to keep putting the effort, and don't beat yourselves up when you don't. So, um if you miss the morning show, you guys always have the opportunity to go to the YouTube channel, Thick Goddess Energy and Inspiration YouTube channel, where you can watch. It's on a playlist, and you can go back and watch other episodes. I have some phenomenal episodes with some beautiful guests. I will be having some more guests coming up this month on some pretty cool topics. So definitely don't want to miss. And then if you do miss, you actually can go and watch it on the replay on the playlist. If you don't know how to work YouTube, that's okay. You also can go scroll, but it's easier to go to the YouTube if you missed it, because on Facebook, the posts just keep going and they kind of get lost. Okay, so what do I have any more announcements today? I don't think I have any more announcements, other than today is the last day to put in your orders. If you missed the Crystal Live sale on Sunday, go back and watch it on the Divine Moon Goddess page. And if today, like I said, those prices are good until today. I'm probably going to have the next sale on Thursday. So, just so you know, that's probably going to be my next sale is Thursday afternoon. I don't know what those prices are looking like yet, but we will see. Hey, Keisha, haven't seen you in a minute, boo. All right, so today we're talking about answered prayers, right? Answered prayers is what we're talking about today. And do we believe in it, right? Good morning, Tiffany. And the reason why I chose to do this one was because a lot of times, even myself included, okay, myself included, we tend to get in this space of, Lord, please help me with this. Universe, I want to manifest this, right? And then it doesn't happen. And then we like, why isn't God or universe listening? Like, why don't they hear me? What did I do wrong? We immediately go into the child that did something wrong, right? We immediately go into this space of, why can't I have this? And if you notice, if you ever notice, you truly turn into the child who just got told no in the grocery store. You truly turn into this child, and all of a sudden you're like, why can't I have this? Why I'm not, I don't deserve this. I haven't been good enough. I haven't done what you've asked me for, right? Good morning, Debbie. All right. All right, boo. So it's this constant, like we turn into the inner child and we don't realize it. Because sometimes, guess what? Sometimes our answered prayers or our answered manifestations is exactly the opposite of what we're asking for, because everything is for the greater good of all, not just for us. And I think that's a big, huge piece that we forget. Everything is for the greater good of all, even though we're these unique individual beings living our individual existence here, right? But we are interconnected and we are coexisting with everyone, right? All in each other's energy field. So, in that case, what is good for all is good, right? So, when we're asking for these things, sometimes we got to sit back and remember, like, okay, maybe just maybe it's not good for everyone. Maybe in this moment, this is not where I'm supposed to go. Maybe in this moment, this isn't where I need to be. Maybe I need to look at something. Maybe my plan is not together. Maybe my foundation is not together. Maybe I'm not building it correctly. But we will go into the hurt child of, why didn't I get this? Why can't I have this? I want it now. I want it now. Why can't I have this? I've been good all year. I deserve this, right? And it's crazy because I think about a year ago, I think it was like the beginning of 2021, where I had did this at the end of 2020. I had did this huge ritual with the last full moon, which was like a full moon in Cancer. And because it was a very emotional and home energy, I just decided to really release all that was not serving me, release all, all of this craziness that I needed to release. And I remember in the beginning, like that January of 2021, which is like a year ago, right? I remember realizing that I was still having these tantrums as a fucking adult. It's like these things that I wanted, or I felt I want it right now, and I want it right now, but they weren't coming. And so it was just like, why? Like I was like losing my fucking patience, right? And I think I can't remember. I think we did a show on patience, but if not, I'm probably going to do another one because I think we do get very impatient, but it's based on society. It's not based on us. It's based on what society has told us we need to have or do, right? We do a lot of looking at, you got to have this by this age. If you don't have this, you're not successful, right? And we as women are very bad at that because we will look at a person and we will size them up on what they've done, what they have, right? Because that's what society has taught us. If you don't have this by this age, then you're like worthless, right? And I think sometimes we have to backtrack and start taking these time frames off. It's okay to have a goal, and it's okay to say, I want to do this by this date, and you're setting these goals, but set realistic goals. Don't keep setting these unrealistic shit that you know you can't do. You know you're not gonna fucking do, right? It's just your ego wants to be heard, so you're gonna say, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this," and then get mad when it's not happening, and then feel like the universe is against you because it's not happening. Um, some of our, like, when we're prayers or manifestations, whichever one you want to look at it, because not everybody prays. Somebody, a lot of people do manifestations. You got to remember too about that is like, are you putting in effort, or are you just waiting for some shit to happen? Like, you can't just say, I want this. Let's say I want $1 million, right? The chances of $1 million just falling in your lap are like fucking what, a trillion to fucking one, right? There's gotta be some effort on your part to start to move the energy so that spirit, the universe, or whoever can assist you. It's not that you don't deserve $1 million. It's not that you're not worthy of $1 million, but what are you doing to create the opportunity to get $1 million? That's the key. What are you doing to create the opportunity to call in love? Or are you just sitting at home talking about, I want love? Love is not going to be delivered to your fucking address on Amazon unless it's a book. And see, the biggest thing about winning the lotto is you can't go in like, I want to win, I want to win. You got to go in just playing. You know, the people who hit the jackpot and shit are the people who are sitting at those fucking casino, and I'm not gonna say everyone, because some of these people have made it a fucking their job to know how to get money out of the casinos. But a lot of people win because they just go in to play. They don't go in with the mindset of, I need this money, or I need to double it for my rent, or I need to do this. They just go in playing. And so they hit because they're just having fun. They're enjoying themselves in this moment. Biggest way to win, biggest way to call in these blessings is just to enjoy yourself. Who goes to the grocery store or a check cashing place or anywhere where they sell lotto tickets in a happy energy of, ooh, I'm just playing the lotto? No, you're going with the energy that, ooh, I want this lotto. I want to win. I need to win. Man, you know what I mean? So the energy that you're in is not fun. You're not in this happy, fun, chilling energy. So when we're looking at the things that we're asking for, right? We're asking for, right? Are we assisting spirit? Are we assisting our creator energy? Because our creator does want to give us everything that we want. Um our creator does want to give us everything we want, and our creator does want to um bless us with blessings, and they want us, they or who or whoever the hell, right, wants that. But if we don't put some effort, well, the prayer is not going to be answered, is it? And a lot of people are like, oh, my prayer was answered, but you took some type of steps. But we don't look at that. We just look at the part of, okay, it was answered, great, what I asked for I got. And then if I don't get what I want, then for some reason God's mad at me, or universe is mad, or the angels didn't hear me today, right? And then the times that we do really ask are in times when it's like really horrible, right? Those bad times we don't want someone to die, so we're begging and pleading, right? Um those times where we didn't fucked up and we're like, man, just give me one more chance, right? Give me one more chance to change this, and I swear I'm gonna fucking change. I swear I'm not gonna do the same shit. But what happens? Most people do the same shit. So at the end of the day, when we're looking at what are we doing, do we wake up? Are we grateful? Are we telling that thank you, whether you believe in God, universe, creator, energy, whatever? Are you waking up saying those thank yous? Are you giving gratitude every morning that you wake up? Are you putting an effort, a conscious effort toward your dreams and goals? Or are you just waiting for some shit to magically fucking happen for you? It doesn't happen like that. That's not realistic. That is an illusion. Wherever it came from, I don't know. But you do have to make that effort. You have to make an effort. And the crazy part is, the thing is, when you make the effort to whatever it is that you're doing, right? If it's for you, shit is just going to pop in your lap and you're going to think it's magic, right? But you're putting in effort, spirit is like, yes, yes, go, right? But when you're doing some shit that's either not for the greater good or not for the best interest of all, right? And it's not working, that's spirit telling you either right, not right now, or you're not ready. But we don't want to hear that part. We don't want to hear that we're not ready. We don't want to go through that. We just like, no, I'm ready. I want it now. I feel I'm ready. And instead of just taking that moment to say, wait a minute, this is not happening right now. What else am I missing? Spirit, show me what else am I missing. Start setting the intention of, what am I missing in this situation right now? What am I overlooking in this situation that's not coming together right now? And what am I letting my emotions cloud my judgment for? Because now I'm pissed off that I didn't get it. And it doesn't matter if it's a job or not. There was a time where I was living in Vegas, and I kept going for different jobs and I didn't get hired. And I would hear that the interview went good because even in the same company, interview went good, but it didn't come through. And then it was just like, why am I not getting like, why am I not able to get these positions when I know I'm overqualified for this shit, right? But I wasn't meant to stay there. Had I had got those positions, the pay was way more, right? I would have got comfortable and I wouldn't have left. I was meant to come over here to Florida. So sometimes we don't see it in those moments. Hey, Divergent, sometimes we don't see it in those moments because we want that. It's like, I want this right now, right? We want to do it, right? I'll tell you another time that happened, and I've had a lot of tower moments that have shifted where I need to be, right? I was living in California before I left. I was in my early 20s. And I was working at I was a temp at a Target warehouse. I used to work at warehouses. I used to work with the boys, like, let's get it in, right? And I was so good. I was a lead because I used to go in there and I used to smash it. And then they wanted to hire me full time. And so when we went in, when went in to do, you have to do testing to like pick up certain boxes and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I made the decision. I was like, if I pass everything in this test to become an employee, I stay. I don't move to Miami, Florida. And then I said, if I don't pass this, I'm leaving California. That's what I said. That's the intention. I didn't pass it, even though I had worked in that warehouse for months, picking up heavy ass boxes, moving boxes, knew how to drive a forklift. I had all the experience, but for some reason I didn't pass. And even the guy was surprised because he wanted to hire me, and he was like, "What the fuck happened? Wasn't meant for me to stay. It was meant for me to go." And so then I ended up packing up, mom. At the same time, my car broke down. So where the warehouse was, I wouldn't have had no transportation to get to the warehouse anyway. It was like 30 minutes away. And there was no good transportation, like not public transportation that would have got me there. So honestly, it all worked in my favor to just pack up and leave. And that's when the first time I left my state and I moved across country to Florida. I was meant to come over here to Florida. Spirit was pushing my ass. It just a lot of other things happened. So again, we get bummed out about stuff, right? Because I remember also bumping into someone else in like a Walmart, and they were like, "Man, we thought you were gonna get hired," and it was like, "Yeah, I did too, but I didn't pass the test," you know. And it was just like, "What happened?" They were like, no one could. It was like, "What the fuck happened?" It's not meant. Sometimes we have to learn how to let shit go because it's not meant for us. It's not meant for us to stay there. There's bigger things. If I hadn't gone to Florida, if I didn't start that path, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't. Shit would have been different. So again, every time we're doing stuff, we're trying to force things sometimes, and it's not meant for us. And it doesn't mean that our prayers aren't being answered. Actually, they are. Because deep down, I knew, for some reason, I knew I wasn't going to make it. I knew I wasn't going to get that job. In my gut, I knew, right? Hey, Charisma. Exactly, Divergent. Exactly. And I'm going to post this up there because I hands down believe this. I've had these tower moments in my life that were devastating, that, left me homeless, but it pushed me to get to where I am today. And I've slept in my car, more than once. Okay. I've done what we call the whole bath in the store, to get ready for work. I've done that, and those tower moments pushed me to where I am today. And I can look back and I can laugh at it now. But in those moments, it was like, fuck, how did I get here? Why am I here? And we think that we're being punished for shit, but it's not all the time a punishment. Not all the time is it against us. Not all the time is it to make us feel like shit, like we're not loved. We're always loved. We're always supported. But sometimes we're going after shit that maybe it's not for us right now. Okay. It is definitely not warm over here. Good morning, Betty. So you can sit and think that you're not loved. God or creator energy is not hearing you. You could think that your prayers aren't being answered. You could think it's all phony baloney and no one gives a fuck, right? Or you could start to change that and start to see how, in moments of your life, when you thought something was for you, it wasn't for you. And you can understand now that time has passed, how spirit was pushing you to a different place. Even in the moments, it was frustrating. Even in the moment, it was hard. Even in the moment, it was like, I really want this though. And remember, go back to that child in the store that really wants that fucking candy. But mom is like, no, you can't have it. Or that toy that you really wanted and you were told no. We get into these adult childhood moments where we start to feel like, fuck that. I'm an adult. I have all like I have the control. I want it now. And spirit's like, yeah, but no. We're still children. We're a little older, but we're still children. And I have been perfecting my tantrums, okay? Because I call them adult tantrums. I have been perfecting the way that I do things so that I'm not this fucking big ass child always having a tantrum when I don't get my way. And that goes to relationships also. You will not always get your way in a relationship. It will not always be your way. It will not always be what you want, right? It'll be like that at work. It will not always be what you want. Your job is not always going to be fucking perfect. And I think we have to strip away the facade and come to a reality check, right? And say, you know what? Because I love what I do, you guys. I absolutely love what I do. I love the fact that I could get up and I can do this with you guys. But let me tell you, there's parts of this entrepreneurship or business ownership that fucking gets on my nerves, drives me crazy, stress the fuck out on some points, because not everything is going to be rainbows and butterflies in life. It just isn't. That's the reality and the nature of life. That's the reality and nature of fucking living in this reality, right? So when you start to tune in and understand that, you can stop being the hurt child that isn't getting your way in life. You can stop being the little toddler that didn't get the candy, okay? True shit. I love that. I love that because people see a diamond when it's done, right? Divergent, like they see the diamond, we see them when it's done, but it wouldn't be that without the pressure and the friction and how they mine it and all that shit, right? Because doesn't it look like a fucking piece of coal and shit when they first find it? It doesn't look like a diamond. So it's like all these processes, these harsh processes. And we talked about the butterfly. I posted it in the group. If you're on the Soul Tribe group, I posted a video. They talk about the butterfly process just so you can see how harsh that is. The whole skin of the fucking caterpillar stretches and breaks down to form the fucking cocoon and shit. It's harsh, crazy, right? Good morning, Mandy. But we will still feel like we're not giving enough. Oh, no, I'm not getting my way. My life is not where it needs to be. We have to put some effort into our dreams and goals. Everything is in spirit. Spirit can't do everything for us. Spirit can only do so much for us, okay? As much as We have ancestors who love us. We have angels that love us. We have our, spirit guides that love us, that are here to assist us, but they only can do so much. We have to put an effort into this. So when we're asking for these prayers or manifestations, are we truly putting in the effort for it? Are we showing up every day? Are we doing our diligence? Are we staying consistent, or are we not? You know who you are. You know if you're consistent. You know if you're putting in effort, or are you just talking about it? You know. And a lot of us get caught up in talking and not doing, and then wondering why nothing's happening, right? How you do the background video. I use StreamYard, boo. It comes with the program. We're going to send you some love and light, boo. So, this is a part of that awareness, right? That awareness, becoming aware of your life, becoming aware of your personality, becoming aware of your faults, and taking ownership and accountability, right? Because once you get to this age of being an adult, whatever you are, thank you guys on the background, you can't sit and complain and blame everybody else. You can't say that God's not listening or universe creator's not listening. You can't sit there and say that if you're not putting in effort. And if you did put in effort, if you did do everything, check off all the boxes and still didn't get it, what if it's not for you? What if in this moment it's you realize that this opportunity is not for me? Not because you're unworthy, not because you're not smart enough, not because you didn't kill it on the interview, not because you're not beautiful enough, not because you don't measure up. Maybe just there's a better opportunity for you that fits your life needs and wants better than the one that you just went for. What if? But if you sit in that depressive energy thinking, well, damn, I'm not good enough because I didn't get it. I'm not good enough. Most people that are successful, and I mean successful in their lives, they all talk about how many times they failed, how many times they fell down, how many times they were told no. We get very, very hurt from rejection. We get hurt off of someone saying no to us. Again, we become the child in the store that wants the teddy bear. We become the child that wants the ice cream. We become the child that wants this and was just told no. But I really want it. But I really want it right now. Our teams know that this ain't going to pan out, or this ain't something that's going to work right now. We got to start trusting that they see more than we can see, right? We do have to do the footwork. And even doing the footwork, it may not be for you, right? Even doing the footwork, it may not be for you. And that's the part that we have to understand. It's like, well, I did it and I showed up. Okay, you showed up. Maybe it's still not for you. Maybe this is not for you. So, and I do think we can sabotage our dreams. Hands down, Keisha, we can sabotage our dreams because we are the ones that should be putting it into place. But if you let things get in the way, your fears, your doubts, laziness, procrastination, right? Other people talk us out of it sometimes. We definitely can sabotage our dreams. We can fuck it up real quickly, right? Right. No, I believe it. I believe it. I don't believe in failure. I used to. And failure used to be a huge thing that I had to work through myself. Fear of failure, failure of all the what ifs. What if I fail? And then I had to change the way I thought about it, because it's not failing when you put the effort in. But this is where we have to realize that even with all of the effort, sometimes it's not for us. Let's say you got a relationship and you put all the effort to save the relationship. You go to counseling, you go to therapy, you try some new tricks, you buy some wigs, you buy some toys, right? But it still doesn't change. Even after all that, you didn't waste your time. And see, that's the thing. We will go into, I wasted my time with this because you feel like you've invested your time with this person, you're owed something back, right? Even with the job, you will do everything at that job. You'll come to work every day. You'll clock in on time. You never call out sick, yet you'll be passed up on positions and you'll feel like, damn, I've wasted my time here. Why? Because you've invested it in there. Now you feel like you're owed something. We're not owed shit in life. That's a reality that we have to come to remember is we're actually not owed shit. Even when you have put that time and effort into someone or something, you're not owed nothing. It's the experience. And you got to start getting to this place of just acknowledging the experience. You didn't waste your time. You chose to be there. But see, our intentions are never pure because your intentions to be there is that I'm going to move up, I'm going to make this money, I'm going to get these bonuses. And then when you don't, you're pissed off and mad. I'm being overlooked. They didn't promote me. Leave. Oh, but I've already been here 5 years. I don't want to lose my time. That's a choice. Same thing with the relationship. They don't love me the same. I've been here 15 years. I don't want to leave. I've invested my time. We have children. I get it. Do everything to save it. But at the end of the day, if you do all that and it still doesn't happen, what do you have to do? Some people will choose to stay in a marriage just because of assets. That's a choice. That's a choice that you make. I think, and we go back to being that hurt child. This is mine. I own it. you know? Don't take my teddy bear away. Don't take my Barbies away. Don't take my G.I. Joe. I don't know what the fuck, you know? Don't take my PlayStation away. We get into this very hurt state of as a child. And that's the reality of it. And so if we can just take that step back on these moments and say, I'm in this relationship because I love you, not what I can get from it. But a lot of people go in a relationship as an investment. It's a business transaction. It's not a relationship. Well, that's not love. It's not true love, right? It's not real love. It's a facade. If you want something, you got to go into something with your heart pure, your intentions pure, not looking at what you can get from it. Now, on a business standpoint, all right. Now, if we go into business and we switch it up, right, and we're looking at something in business, then yeah, you need to go in it with some type of mindset of your return on investment. But if you go through everything in your life with a return on investment attitude, how is that really going to affect or bring in what you need? And are you taking the steps to make sure that you are investing in something that is going to give that return? Because even in business, there's risks in business. Business doesn't come without risks. So if you go into business understanding that and you're treating everything else in your life as a business or an investment, you're investing your time, then there's risks in doing so. And you have to step up to those risks and understand 50% that I may fail in this. 50% that I may not get what I want out of this. And if you could do it and let go, just like some people get to a point where they let go, file bankruptcy, they understand they need to do it, you'll be able to release a lot of this and stop looking at it as God's not answering your prayer or you're not manifesting correctly. Because some of it you're manifesting, but it may not be for you. Maybe it was only meant to be in your life for a small amount of time. Maybe it was only meant to be in your life for, this experience, but you were meant to move forward, move on, move somewhere else. The only reason why we get stuck in shit is because we stay there day after day, thinking something's going to change, but we don't put no effort. So, what is really going to change if we don't put an effort to change it? We can ask God all day long, I want a different opportunity. But if this company that you work for doesn't have opportunities for you, they're not going to show up magically. But you will see things. Spirit will show you job opportunities on your feed. You'll hear somebody talking about it. It'll be up to you to decide, is this, should I take this? It's coming to you, but you're not seeing it because the only thing you're fixated on is the company you're in. And see, sometimes Spirit is showing us things all the time. We're hearing information. You don't see and hear a lot of this shit for nothing, right? You ask, Spirit delivers. It's up to you to notice it. It's up to you to be like, oh shit, look at this. It just fell in my lap. Let me go to this opportunity. But we get so stuck. Most of it is embarrassment. Most of it is we don't want to be judged. Nobody wants to be the 40-year-old who started over. I was. It's okay. True, true. I think relationships are a lot of learning and growing. Every relationship, I feel like you have to, whether it's business or pleasure, I think you have to understand that it will not always be your way. And there is compromise in every relationship. And that means with your children also, your parents also. There's a bit of compromise that needs to come in the perspective. Um, and I think a lot of time is we always want people to be who we want them to be and who we think they should be. And I think that's another problem with relationships, but that's a whole nother topic, right? So going back to what we're talking about today is just understanding that. Allow yourself to create these miracles, create this beauty, but leave yourself open to hear, to listen, to see what spirit is guiding you towards. And I use the word spirit instead of God or universe creator, right? So leaving this door open to understand that in this moment, I may not be where I need to be. I may not be in the place that I'm going to stay forever. And we should be okay with that. A lot of us have fear of stability. A lot of us have fear of um security fears, safety fears, right? They're all hidden fears. And so we have this, well, if I've been at my job 20 years, then I'm good. You can get fired any day. It's not your company. It's not your company. You don't own it. You don't have a share in that bitch. At any time, they can downsize and you could be the first to go. And that's a lot of us. A lot of us have this, this fake security. It's not there. It's bullshit, right? Even if you own your own business, you're not secure. At any time, you can fucking lose that business. At any time, you could lose. So what most of us are living in this false sense of security that we're okay. Instead of living like, today could be good, tomorrow could be bad. But today I'm gonna live it to the fullest. And I'm gonna do everything I can not to get to that space. But I'm gonna be open about it, that this may not be forever. We always think everything is forever. We forget that some things, relationships, connections, situations are not forever. Mm, right. I think we get a lot of judgment throughout our lives, our family, our parents, especially the parents that have they had like a plan for you. You got to be this, and when you didn't, that was a problem. So I think there's a lot of judgment. Like when you tell people like what you're gonna do, and they're like, "Oh, that's what you want to do," that kind of attitude, that kind of judgment, like, "Oh, you're just gonna do that? You're just gonna leave your job?" You know, and so that creates doubt, that creates fears, right? That creates this energy of the what ifs start to creep in, because you could have had this beautiful plan, you could have saw this, spirit could have lined this shit up, and then all of a sudden you're talking to someone and then you start, the doubt seeps in because they've instilled their fears inside you. Remember, when you're talking to someone and they are start spitting fears and all this stuff, whether it comes out as judgmental or not, critical or not, that's their shit, that's not yours. That's their stuff. That's their fears. That's their worries. Don't take that shit on. Okay? The mindset is everything. How we see everything, how we react to everything, how we perceive everything that's coming to us. Our mindset is everything. We make shit harder than what it needs to be. We do. We make shit way harder than what it needs to be. When we can just allow ourselves to live and flow with the universe and see opportunities when they come and know when these opportunities are here. How many opportunities have you probably let go or passed up because you didn't recognize it, right? And then you look back like, damn, what if I would have took that? What if I would have bought that? What if I would have invested in that, right? Exactly. Look at that. And people will look at you like, you're crazy. How could you leave your career for 14 years and move to another state? When I moved from when I moved from California to Florida, a lot of people looked at me like, how could you just do that? I just jumped in a U-Haul and drove cross country. People were like, how could you do that? Because I needed a change. Sometimes you need to shift the energy. And I've moved a couple of states, you guys. I've lived in 4 states. I've lived in 4 states. I've traveled to many states, right? And people be like, how did you just pick up and move? Because I was not happy. And one of the things I would tell people, if I'm not happy in this state, if I'm not thriving in this state, if I don't feel like I'm doing good in this state, I'm a fucking bounce. I have no problems with letting go, selling all my shit and saying bye. You got to learn how to let go. You're holding on to shit that maybe ain't for you. And the crazy part is, I've had some great experiences by moving. I've had some great experiences by leaving those places. And it's brought me to where I am, which is a better state of mind, better place. See, the mind, Mandy, though, the thing is that you could stay in a place and say everything's getting to you, everything's got you down, everything's got you depressed, everything, life is fucking depressive, right? You still have a choice whether or not you allow it to keep you in that state. You still have a choice whether or not you want to allow yourself to keep going to those places. At some point, you have to make a decision to do something different. That's the whole point. God, creator, spirit, they all can't do the shit for you. You can't sit here and just be like, please help me. And then you don't fucking make no moves. It doesn't work like that. That's not realistic. It's bullshit. You have to take the steps. Biggest thing is you have to take the steps, right? As hard as they are, you got to take the steps. Right, right. Look at that, Haley. And I believe it. I don't believe anybody should be forced to take it. And I don't care whether you guys take the vaccine or not. I love you all no matter what. But I don't think anybody should be forced to take it. And things like that. See, you'll be at your job and you will think, oh, I've been secure. And then all of a sudden some shit like this happens. And then it's like, nope, you're not vaccinated. So we're going to cut you. And it's like, damn, that's hard. It's hurtful. But what do you do? Right? I know you've invested your time, but sometimes it's time for you to shift. And Spirit is saying, if you're not wanted somewhere, well, fuck it. Let's go. Right? Right. So when you get to that point, Shondell, when you get to that point, ask Spirit to show you. Because the thing is, Spirit shows you. Put some intentions out when I was talking about my business, and I was talking about how I wanted to go into nonprofit, and I put that out. That set out the intention, and it's crazy that Spirit has dropped a lot of stuff in my lap in the past. I would say 2 months, and it's just like all you have to do is ask. The stuff will be there. Now, just because of what Spirit dropped in my lap, do you think I don't need to make phone calls? Right? You think I don't need to make like fucking do applications and shit? No, I still have to do my part. But Spirit will always bring you the information that you ask for. You just got to ask it and recognize when it doesn't look exactly like what you said. Okay? Right, Greta. And I mean, if you're in a place that you're unhappy, let me tell you, sometimes the best energy is just up and move, and then you refresh. It's a new beginning. Nobody fucking knows you, right? You start over. Sometimes it's needed. I've started over my life 4 major times. 4 major times I've started over. And then in Orlando, when I got here, I actually had a couple rough years because of family and just things that I allowed in my life, that all had to do with family. And then until I finally hit the bottom of putting everyone in front of me, and I got the message loud and clear that it was time to put myself first. And so I started making those moves, but still not quite there yet. Still had another like year or two to fucking figure it out. And then until, like I told you guys, 2019 was like my major shift in 2019. But if you need to shift, if you need to change, don't get stuck, and remember, whoever your creator is, whoever you're praying to, they hear you. That energy here too. And if something is not coming in, learn to let it go. Learn to just let it go. If something's not working, allow yourself to release so that you can allow what is supposed to, because there are blessings trying to come into our life, and sometimes we're preventing it because we're holding on to old shit. We're holding on to old shit that's not fun. It's not loving no more. It's not fulfilling anymore. Our heart's not in it anymore, but we're holding on to save face. We're holding on for all the wrong reasons. So at the end of the day, check your intentions. Are you holding on to anything out of love? Are you holding on to anything out of true intentions and emotions? Or are your intentions just you know, for others, to avoid judgment because of fear? All of those lower level energy type shit, right? All of that stuff is okay to feel, but don't stay in it, right? So that's my spiel on answered prayers. Is it real? It is real. It's very real. Um, it's very, very real. But we have to start seeing this shit for what it is. And we have to be prepared to let go when things aren't working. And we have to be in this space of not the child in throwing tantrums in the store because we're not getting our way in this moment. We have to become the adult to understand, because when you mature, you kind of understand. All right, same shit we tell kids, right? Our kids come to us, they would tell us the same shit. We would tell them, maybe that's not for you, and maybe there's another opportunity, but we won't fucking listen to this shit ourselves. We won't listen to this shit ourselves. We will still walk around pissed the fuck off because I couldn't get my way in this moment. Okay. Yeah, you definitely have to. Um, you definitely have to change it. All right, so